Hi, my name is Sylvia Cherno, and I'd like to introduce you to the Grief Lab. So, I've got a new episode out, and it's covering a very interesting topic. Most of the time, when people talk about grief, they talk about the people who have passed on. But this is a special episode for those who are struggling with a special kind of grief. And the theme of it is called You Can Grieve a Person Who is Still Alive. So, we are talking about ambiguous loss. We're defining what the problem is. What exactly is ambiguous loss? What happens when someone goes through ambiguous loss? Things like the loss of a parent who has dementia, for example, an estranged sibling, parent, or child. They're alive in the world. They're living somewhere, but they're away from you. Loss of a friendship that defined your 20s and it disappears, and you lose touch of each other. Marriage that ends in grief, and you still have to stay together for the sake of the kids. A case of a parent who emigrates or is absentee as an absentee parent through addiction, mental illness, or emotional unavailability, and they're no longer there. We talked about also in this episode the types of ambiguous loss and why it is so hard to process. And I will also cover a couple of therapeutic lenses from the traditional sense, and we will use Kubler-Ross's 5 stages of grief, and we will also cover the reason why it is tricky to use in this particular context. We will look at cultural dimensions of ambiguous loss and practical tools to make it easier for you to deal with this particular type of ambiguous loss and differentiate the two types. And we'll also observe the cultural context of the said ambiguous loss. So I have the Grief Lab, which is on Spotify, and I would like for you to go and check it out. There are a number of episodes which I'd already rolled out already for 2 seasons, and this is now a new special season of episodes for grief, and we're going to do all matters grief. So this is a particular episode that has just come out the other day. I want you to go and listen to it, and if you like it, subscribe, share it far and wide, and leave some comments in the comment sections for some Q&A. I'd also like to let you know that there is going to be a webinar that is going to be hosted by me, Sylvia Turner, on Thursday next week, and we're going to cover grief matters, and we have a four webinar series that is going to be rolling out. So there's still some time for you to pay. The entrance fee is 100 shillings, and you can subscribe. Send your email and confirmation of payment before Thursday. It will be on the 14th on Thursday at 7 p.m. East African time. So share far and wide so that you can be able to tune in for the webinar series, and we can discuss this extensively, and we'll have some room for Q&A for those who want to say something or maybe have a few questions that are burning and they've never had this kind of setup or arrangement before. So listen to the episode. It's about 26 minutes or so about ambiguous loss. And I know that you're going to immensely benefit from it. If you also like to, just look at the other episodes that I've passed through. And I will go on with the topics as we go along just before the Thursday webinar series. So, yeah, have a good one.